Hello everyone, welcome back to Huskies. This is DC Denny. I'm your host of a segment I call Movies I Love. And here's a movie I love that I hope you will run out and get to see for yourself because you're going to love it as much as I do. It's from 1980 and it's one of the kind of clones. I don't want to call them rip-offs because they're different stories, but it's kind of the clones that came after 1975's Jaws. And of course, in the wake of that, you had Jaws 2 and Grizzly and Kingdom of the Spiders and Orca and Great White and Piranha. Well, the same writer of Piranha, John Sayles, also wrote this movie, and it is called Alligator. And this is actually one of the best of the kind of animal disaster movies that followed Jaws in 1975. Of course, John Sayles, he went on to make some really good movies. High-profile films like Lone Star, Return of the Sea Caucus 7, and Passion Fish. But before all of that, he cut his teeth writing movies like this and Piranha. And this is a great, great movie. It also stars one of my favorite actors from that era, Robert Forster. Now, you may remember him from Jackie Brown in 1997 or The Black Hole, the Disney movie. I remember him from Medium Cool, but also this movie. And, you know, I feel really bad for Robert Forster because this is before he got that really good toupee. And he's starting to lose his hair. So his hair was kind of looking like mine, right? And not once, but twice during this film, they have other characters bring up the fact that he's losing his hair. In fact, the first scene, he goes into this pet shop, and this, we find out, evil pet shop owner is like, "Oh, losing your hair, huh? That's too bad." And you're thinking, why is that in this movie? Why are you addressing the leading man's hair loss out of nowhere and for no reason? Well, they do it twice in this movie, and I don't know if Forster wanted them to do that or John Sayles put it in the script. I doubt that. But anyway, they very awkwardly address that twice, that Robert Forster's losing his hair, but who cares? He plays a cop. And like I said, this is one of my favorite Robert Forster parts because he's such a great everyman character. What's happened is, years earlier, I think it's 12 years earlier, there was a little girl down at a Florida alligator farm with her family on vacation, and they're watching the stuntmen wrestle around with the alligators. It's a really exciting way to start the movie. But anyway, the salesman gets her to buy a little baby alligator. So they take it back home, I think to Missouri. And of course, the dad's ticked off that this little baby alligator's running around chewing phone cords and leaving little droppings behind the laundry basket. And so one day when the kid's at school, he grabs this little baby alligator and says, "See you later, sucker," drops him in the toilet and flushes it. So now this alligator goes down into the sewers beneath the city. And there he stays for a dozen years. Now, what nobody knows is that what he's going to be feeding on is dead dogs. I know what you're thinking. Dead dogs? Yes. That evil pet shop owner I told you about? Well, he supplies dogs to this evil pharmaceutical company, and they do tests on these dogs. And just to make sure you know that these guys are really evil, when a character walks into this place, the dogs are going, "Hey, yip, 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 yip." And he says, "Hey, why are they barking so quiet?" And he says, "Oh, we cut their larynx to keep them from making a lot of noise." And you go, "Oh, my God." And then he gives them a couple dogs, says, here's a German Shepherd for you, here's a Labrador. And the guy says, "Puppies. I want puppies." So a little Cruella de Vil action there. So in case you didn't think they were evil enough for A, testing on dogs, or B, cutting their larynx before they do it so they don't make a lot of noise, C, they want puppies. So yeah, you know that these guys are really evil. And they give the dude some dead dogs. This pet shop owner takes these dead dogs to the LA River. I mean, let's face it, it's set in Missouri, but this is like the LA River. We all know what that looks like. And he takes it down in a shopping cart and he dumps it. Well, anyway, so these dogs are loaded up with steroids or whatever this pharmaceutical company is giving them, right? Well, who do you think's eating these dogs? Aha, the alligator that's been down there for the last 12 years. So he's getting pumped up on these steroids and human growth hormone and whatever. So he's gotten huge. He's a monster. So in a really kind of a stupid twist, the bad pet shop owner dumps a dog down there and it doesn't quite go into the sewer. So he walks all the way down to push it in the sewer. And of course, the alligator gets him. And body parts like show up in like the water refinery, and people call our cop, played by Robert Forster, to figure out, hey, why are body parts showing up in the water filtration unit? What is going on in these sewers? Is there a Texas Chainsaw Massacre going on down there? Is Jack the Ripper down there? Why are human body parts showing up beneath the city in our sewers? So Robert Forster goes down there to investigate it. He sees there's a huge alligator down there, scares the hell out of him, kills one of his fellow police officers. So who does he go to? That's right, the Hooper character from Jaws. Well, no, not the Hooper character. It's actually a lady who knows all about reptiles. And you'll never guess who that lady is. That's right, it's the girl from back in Florida who got the little baby alligator. This is her alligator that her dad flushed down the toilet all those years before. Yep. And I don't know if she ever realizes that or not. Maybe she does. I can't remember. It's not important. But anyway, so Forster and the lady scientist team up to try to defeat this alligator. Okay, so that's basically the plot. This is a fantastic movie. This is a great movie because it has those scenes in it where you go, oh no! And it's definitely kind of in the vein of Jaws. Like, I think there was a scene in Jaws 2 where somebody was taking a picture and they realized it was a shark they were looking at on the film. Exact same thing happens here. There's a reporter who isn't buying what the police detective's saying about there possibly being something beneath this, the streets and the sewers. So of course he goes down into the sewers himself. And as the alligator is devouring him, he goes click, 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 takes a bunch of pictures, they develop and go, oh my God, it is an alligator. So they call in like the National Guard and all the cops, and they're all in the sewers to try to push this alligator out into the lake. What's the alligator do? He just comes up right up through the streets. And then he just starts wreaking havoc. Now, there is one character who enters stage left at about the 1 hour mark. He's a crocodile hunter played by Henry Silva. Henry Silva, in this part, is one of those actors who seems like they're in a different movie. Do you know what that's like? Like Nicolas Cage in Moonstruck or Bill Paxton in Titanic. It's like he doesn't really realize what kind of movie he's in. So he just kind of shows up and he's like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. Like he thinks this is a comedy. But everybody else is playing this movie like a drama. But yeah, he shows up thinking he's being funny. And he's way over the top. It's a silly character. He gets killed like within 5 minutes. But anyway, don't let that take away from the film. The fact is, this is an awesome movie. It's exciting. Your kids will love it. At the end, however, there is a scene, a big party. I think it's a wedding. And the alligator crashes this. That's, I guess, where the blood, guts, and gore is in that scene. All the people who are at the wedding don't realize that the alligator is there until it's like literally right on top of them. And it just starts whipping its tail, knocking people 30 feet through the air. He goes up to a limousine and just totally just destroys his limousine, kills everybody inside it. This is an awesome movie. But it's very over the top in its gruesomeness. And so it's not scary. It's not frightening. But it is a lot of fun. It's right there with Piranha as one of the best of the Jaws knockoffs in the 70s. So if you get a chance, get yourself a DVD copy of the 1980 film Alligator starring Robert Forster. You'll really enjoy this film as much as I did. I'm sure of it. And until next time, this is DC Denny with Movies I Love.